Yeah, because here we are in Norway talking about me.
Yeah.
Which is, are you sure you want to know about this?
Yes.
Okay.
How does it feel to been watching that growth of that character during the years, and especially now that when Uncharted 4 is like kind of glooming that it's maybe the last game of the series?
Most likely, yeah. It's I said it before. It's bittersweet. It's something that when there was no such thing as Uncharted 1.
Yeah.
It was Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and it was something that you have no idea what it's going to become. You go in, you do the job, and to see what it has grown into, the fact that we're celebrating the first 3 games before the 4th one is out, because they've remastered it. It's just, it's humbling, and it's very validating, because this was the first role that I was given, and I was fortunate enough to be the lead character of, and to be able to, and I was invited from day one to instill as much of myself into this character as possible. And so his sense of humor, many of his quips are ad-libs, which, and I always like to qualify that, the scripts have always been brilliantly written, and I've said this before, that Amy Hennig, who was the creative director and the writer and creator of Uncharted for the first 1, 2, and 3 for this Nathan Drake collection, was someone who trusted me with this, and she and I became very close, very good friends, and she learned my voice, and she took her brilliance and talent as a writer and then incorporated my voice, because she got to know me so well. And as she did with Emily Rose as Elena, Richard McGonigal as Sullivan, and pretty much all the characters she got to write for, but especially for me, she was able to write things, and then we'd sit and tweak. People give me too much credit, I think, sometimes for the ad-libbing when this was so well written, and we might tweak a little word here or there, or something little added in, and so it was a truly collaborative experience. It was teamwork. It was friendship. It was not to sound too hokey, but it was heart and love, and I think that's really what made this so special. She created a character and helped me raise that character that is the everyman, is the underdog, is beloved by men and women alike, because he just like all of us, me, in life, we're just trying our best.
Yeah.
No matter what we do, we're trying our best, and when circumstances are thrown at us, whether it's Lazarevich coming at you in a Tibetan town, he's just going to try to get through and do his best to get to the thing. Whether it's challenges we face, we're just, sometimes life throws some mud in our way, and you got to figure out if you're just going to take it or you're going to wipe it off and keep going. And I think that's the character she was able to create, and I was able to help along, and it became so relatable to so many people that here we are celebrating it. Yeah. The interesting thing about it is my performance is so much more enhanced by what Naughty Dog brings to it. Again, it's a collaborative process, and when Naughty Dog puts these animators and these programmers and these artists, my performance is just one part of the entire thing. And while I get a lot of praise for it, while I get to speak with journalists and you guys throwing cameras up, and that's great, I have to credit the guys and girls, the men and women at Naughty Dog, who made this possible. Because without them, there is no performance. There's no such thing. So, I look back and when I do it in the mocap suit, the performance, it's in a suit in a big gray room, and we're just using our imagination. It's as much a thrill for me to see it, animated and put up, as it is for everybody else. Sometimes it's the first time I get to see it. I've only seen a couple minutes of footage from the remastered edition. I haven't even seen it, and then I meet people who've played through it in a demo level, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And it's so, again, validating, rewarding that people are still enjoying it. And they hold up. And ultimately, it goes back to great writing. Great writing always holds up, whether it's a film, a television program, or a game. I was telling someone earlier that, I've just been so lucky that I've been the guy who's been able to go from starting out when voices weren't really big in games to here we are, where it's much more of a cinematic experience. And the difference between this and film is 2-hour film, you go in, you watch, you're outside, you're that fourth wall, you're the audience, you watch, wow, that was a great film, let's go get something to eat. In a game, you're in it for hours. You are the hero. And the great thing is I've been able to meet people who will play this game and come to me and go, I feel like I'm having that experience. I've met a number of people with their parents. There was a young man in Toronto I met recently, and he was confined to a wheelchair. And I think he had pretty severe cerebral palsy. But he can still work the machine. And his mom had tears in her eyes saying, he'll never walk, he'll never do these adventures, but he gets to go on these adventures with you. And he does these things. And she said, I can't thank you enough for what you helped create. And when you meet people like that, when you know that there's more people out there, it becomes more than just a video game. It makes me angry when people say, well, video games are no good for society. It's like, no, for some people, it is their window to the world, to civilization, to actually experience things. And it's pretty powerful, and I never realized that until I was fortunate enough to have this be so popular and get out there and meet people. Because it's, in a strange way, it's been a life-changing experience for me as a person and as an actor. I've become a better actor because of Uncharted. The interaction with the motion capture, I've learned so much. But what's most rewarding for me at this point in my life is that to know that what we did, what we created in this Nathan Drake collection changed other people's lives, made people's lives a little bit better. And it's not something I take lightly. I think that's something you should, you remember those things. And again, it sounds hokey, but it feeds your soul. It makes, okay, I'm only going to be here for a short time in the perspective of the world. And the idea that it made somebody, that what we created made somebody's life a little better. Wow, it's I had no idea I was ever going to do this growing up. And here we are. It's I say thanks every day. And it's not, it's true. This is amazing. I cannot believe right now we're doing this.